All right, welcome back. So guys, I'm in a little different setting today doing this video. I'm just sitting in an office right now. This is a video I wanted to do. Actually, I thought about this idea when I first started this channel, and this is definitely finance and money related. This is about why I left Wells Fargo Bank after being a member there for quite a while and moved my accounts, my personal and my business accounts, over to Chase Bank. So if you're on the fence about Wells Fargo or Chase Bank, or joining one of the others, this will probably help you with making that decision. And afterwards, if you guys do decide you want to go with Chase Bank, they do have an affiliate link that I have down below that I think every member has at Chase Bank. If you sign up for a checking account online, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it'll help support me on this channel. So let's talk about this. So I opened my first bank account with Wells Fargo when I was 17. I was just a few months away from turning 18. So they allowed me to open it up at 17. And I remember putting some money in a CD account and thinking oh, cool. I'm an investor now because I put some money in a CD with some tiny interest rate, whatever it was. But that was where it really started for me with Wells Fargo. So as a teenager, I was with them for over a dozen years. Then when I went to college, here's some of the things that were annoying. I used to get annoyed like all hell when I would go to college, and I would go to the grocery store. And this grocery store I went to actually had a Wells Fargo inside of it, and I'd go there, and every time I went in there, they would try to pitch me for a credit card offer. And it was just to deposit a check, or if I needed something. Every time I went to that any cashier there, it was oh, your account shows you're eligible for this credit card offer. I'm like, dude. And I remember even asking him after, I'm like, is there a way to remove that so I don't ever have to get that again? Every single time I come here, and I would go in there, be like, hi, I just want to deposit my check, or hi, I just want to withdraw money, or whatever it was. And I'd say, and I don't want a credit card. I would just start saying that because every time they would ask me that. And at that time, I wasn't big on credit cards. Then later I got a couple. Then after that, I went full on Dave Ramsey method, and now I have numerous credit cards. So I've done several credit card videos here on this channel already, so now I have numerous credit cards, but at the time I wasn't so big on them. So just being there at the bank, that would be annoying. When they would do those kinds of things when I was in college, constantly asking me if I wanted a credit card, and I was like, no, I don't, for the 15th time or whatever it was. And then over the years, Wells Fargo also got a lot of negativity when it came to privacy concerns. That's happened where they were getting, blasted in the media before about having issues with privacy or doing things that, were just that just didn't look very well from a publicity standpoint. So they were getting their fair share of bad news or bad publicity in the media. And then, I thought about I've been with them for a long time. Maybe I should look around another bank because, every so often you want to do things like maybe shop for new car insurance or things like that. So, you don't just get stuck with one company and find out you could actually get a better deal somewhere else. So I had the idea a little bit. And then what happened here, the story I'll tell you guys, at a Wells Fargo here in Las Vegas. So I go in there one time, and I'm going there to deposit a check I'd gotten from someone. It's a business check. I'm in the business line. So I'm in the line for business owners. I have my business account with them. And I go in there, and I deposited checks before at Wells Fargo. This was a business check, and I deposited one at another Wells Fargo here in town, 2 miles from this one I'm about to talk about right now, 2 miles away. And it was a 5-figure check. So it was a good size, it was a pretty decent sized check we're talking about. And, especially for me, a couple of years ago being trying to become, make a full-time income online. So I go to one Wells Fargo that I usually don't go to. And I was like, oh, deposit it, no problem, no issues at all. And I go to this one a month later. And when I got another check, another 5-figure amount. And I go there and the clerk tells me she needed me to call the person who wrote me the check because of the picture, the watermark on the back of the check. That was why she needed me to call the person, whoever wrote me the check, to verify, which I thought was bizarre because I'd never been asked that before. And I told her, I said, I just, down the road went to your other location here. They didn't ask me to do that because I don't even know if the person's going to be able to answer the phone. This is just me in the middle of the day making this deposit. And I just thought it was strange. And I'm like, so you needed it because of the picture? Is it because of the amount? Is it because the amount is over a certain amount? You need to check? She goes, no. She was getting annoyed. She started to talk slower. She goes, no, sir, you see? She goes, the picture is different. And I'm like, it's different than the last check I deposited a month ago? Why does the picture matter? What the hell difference does it make what the picture is on the check? And, Wells Fargo has their logo of what, the guys that are on the frontier riding the, with the horses or whatever. It's who cares if it's that or if it's mountains with clouds in the background? I didn't understand why it mattered. I don't even know if this person banked with Wells Fargo who wrote me the check, but I did make the phone call. Unfortunately, the person did answer. And, it was just kind of strange, slide my phone underneath the little glass divider there. Lady talks to the person and goes, okay. But I'm kind of thinking too, how would like, how would the person working at Wells Fargo even know? Like, if I just, like, who I called, like, how would they even be able to verify? So I get they're trying to be secure, but even then, it just seemed bizarre to say the least. So she was annoyed with me, but fortunately, the phone call worked out well. And the person who wrote me the check, I'm like, have you ever had to do that before? And the person goes, no, never. So, and then the teller needed the manager to come over and like sign off on the deposit or something like that. The manager comes over, and you think, like, especially here in Vegas, like with customers, so many people working in customer service and hospitality, that it would be, pretty good. And usually it is. I will say, for the most part, I think it's better here than most places. But this manager came over, didn't look at me. He didn't smile. There was no greeting. There was no eye contact. No, hey, thanks for coming in. No. And even when he was done, he didn't say, thanks for coming in. He didn't say, have a good day, sir. Take care. Nothing. It was like I didn't even exist when he came over there. He just came over, looks at her shoulder, types on the computer for a little bit, and then just fucking walks off. I'm like, I should have said when he turned away, be like, hi, I'm your customer, or something along those lines. But he didn't say anything to me. I mean, it was just like, that was probably one of the more unpleasant experiences I had trying to deposit, a decent sized check for me into a bank that I've been with for over a dozen years. And both the teller and the manager were like rude in different ways. They were rude, but I was like, okay, that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. At that point, I started to think, like, I should probably switch banks or try going somewhere else. And this is also around the time too, I was watching some other people on YouTube in the financial realm. One of them, Jeremy of the channel Financial Education, who Jeremy's been on this channel before, and he's actually been on my Jacob's Life in Vegas channel several times. He was doing videos about company he's buying stock in and that kind of thing. And he was talking about Chase, and he talked about how he likes Chase. His wife used to work there. He invests in Chase. He bought a whole bunch of, he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars buying Chase stock. He banks with Chase. So, I mean, obviously, someone like that who I know here in Vegas, I got some relationship with. The guy's a multimillionaire. I'm like, okay, that was pretty good to hear. And then I was leaning towards Chase anyway. I decided to go there, open up my account. Then I saw Graham Stephan did an interview on his podcast channel where he interviewed Justin Blau, and he said he uses Chase, which I thought was kind of ironic after the fact I opened my account. And Justin Blau said he loves Chase, so he said he likes them. Glendon Cameron has the YouTube channel called Savage Finance, and I watched Glendon for probably over a decade now, and he said he likes Chase. He uses Chase. One of the cool things he mentions is that they waive the monthly fee for military and for veterans. So if you're active military, or if you're a veteran, they waive the monthly fee for all their accounts for you, so you don't have to worry about paying that. So that was something cool that I don't think Wells Fargo offers that. So, but nonetheless, it was something just I thought that was, nice that Chase offered. It's just another, bonus that made them look better than Wells Fargo. And then the final thing that was kind of annoying when I went to Wells Fargo was to close my account. So I go to Wells Fargo. I have a few different bank accounts with them. I had all the documentation I needed printed, all my statements for one of the accounts, and there were two other accounts. I'm like, I probably should print statements for these. And I had read online that you can still access your statements for like up to 90 days or something after you close an account. Or if you can't, you have to go to the bank and then like pay money to request that you're have your records printed or something like that. So I go into Wells Fargo. I'm just trying to get stuff closed out as soon as I can and move everything over to Chase. And I go in there and I ask the employees today, after we close this today, I said, will I still be able to just go online and print out like, these couple months of statements from these one or two accounts? And the guy goes, oh, no. He's like, you won't be able to. Because once we close it today, he goes, it's done. He's like, you can't log back in. He's like, you're not going to have access to anything. And I was like, damn, dude. So all right, I guess I'll reschedule my appointment. So I rescheduled it for 4 days later because that was just the next closest one they had was in 4 days. So I'm like, all right, scheduled for 4 days later. Go in there, close it out. And I printed everything I need at that point. And then come to find out, later, I'm still able to log into my account, even after I closed. It was for the 90-day window. So even then, after I closed my account with Wells Fargo, I was still able to log in and print out any documents that I needed, like my bank statements or that kind of thing. So it was just annoying. Like, that wasn't a huge deal, but just kind of annoying that it worked out that way. So that's something that wasn't a huge deal, but it was just kind of like ironic. It was a little annoying, but it's also ironic that like that was the way like I closed out my account with Wells Fargo, being told the wrong information by the employee when I was there. They could have, so I could have got something done 4 days, sooner. It was just kind of ironic the way that worked out. But I do like Chase that I'm with now. I feel like when I go to Chase, the lines do move faster when you're there. I feel like the service overall has been better in person and over the phone. I do like it there. One nice thing is when I go in there, and I like have to, ever have like a deposit I'm going to make. Even like when I took my cashier's checks from Wells Fargo to Chase to set up my new account, I go in there, cashier or the teller, she fills out all the deposit slips for me. Wells Fargo is kind of 50-50. If they would do that, sometimes the teller would fill in, other times the teller would give it to me. She's like, all right, I just need you to fill all this out. And, whether it's cash or check depositing, it's just nice that like they just do that little thing for you. So since you're in there putting your money in their bank, so whether it's individuals or businesses, it's nice they just do that little bit of extra for you. So I do like that when I go into Chase Bank. I've also found the website and the app easier to use with Chase than with Wells Fargo. I was used to using the Wells Fargo app and used to using their website, but the Chase one I like a lot better. I think the functionality is a lot better with the Chase app and the Chase website. So I enjoy using Chase's app and Chase's website better than Wells Fargo. So that's really my story and my synopsis of why I've chosen to go with Chase over Wells Fargo. I also have 3 credit cards with Chase now, so I really like Chase Bank. Okay, Wells Fargo, I was with them for a long time. And, when you're with a bank for a long time or anything like that, you might just tend to stick with them or stay with them. But they annoyed me enough, had enough bad publicity and enough positive, influence from other people with their experience with Chase Bank. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to try Chase Bank. And so far, so good with Chase Bank. So guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. I got some more videos coming that are finance related, credit card related, that kind of stuff I think you guys are really going to like. I just want to share my experience with you when it came to Wells Fargo versus Chase Bank. If you want to open an account with Chase Bank, I just ask that you use my affiliate link down below in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you liked it. Welcome to the channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.